And let's try over here, see if we get some ladies out here. Okay, let me set that up. Sorry about the view. We're going to test out a fish finder on the fishing pier, and you can do this yourself. It's a quick makeshift thing. It's all about just getting something to get that transducer in the water right. So I'm going to test this fish finder sonar out today, and I just want to make sure it worked correct before I actually hard mount it. So I'm kind of just soft testing it, and I want to just test for basic functionality, make sure I'm sending out those signals and receiving them back correctly. I want to test things such as the depth, if it's picking up signals in between, on the sides, temperature, check the GPS it has on there, all kinds of knickknacks and whatnot. But I just want to test out the basic functions of my fish finder before I hard mount it on the pier. Now again, let's talk about what's going on here. The hardware. That's your transducer. That's going to emit the signal, and that signal, you got your wire. That signal that it sends goes through the wire, and it's going to go to your computer, your screen. That's a computer, and no matter how minuscule or how like my old one or this one, it's a computer. And of course you're going to have a power supply, your wires to send the data, and your computer to process the data. It's a computer. You're going to you're going to pick up the data, you're going to send the data, you're going to process the data, and you need something to power the data. So basically your fish finder's a computer. You have your sounder over here, and that it's going to have your wire, and that wire is going to go into your fish finder. Your fish finder is going to need a power source to run your computer. When your data goes in there, it processes it out, and that's where you're going to get your symbols, your fish, your bottom, and some weeds and some rock, and that's just the nuts and bolts. So this was my old battery box. So you can just connect it to your battery, but you got to, if they're walking around and stuff gets a little. At the last minute, I just had to route out that hole a little bigger. I just wanted to do it quick. I'm going to fill that. If I keep that as my battery, I'm going to fill that in. But my battery's in here, and I just mounted the head. I had to undo the old connector that I had on there. So I made my battery box quick like that. You can use any box, or just something to keep your battery in, and walk around with it. Then I found I wanted to walk around with that, so I needed to do that. Transducer is going to send down a signal. It's going to get that signal back. That's your data. That data is going to go through the wire into your computer. It's going to translate that data, and it all needs a power supply to function properly. And that's just your fish finder in a nutshell. Computer. You can check your cable for any nicks, cuts, scrapes. This looks really good, and I'm going to start setting up now. So that is my makeshift transducer pole. This here is a cane pole I had made for bow fishing in the shallow water bow fishing, and I would get up on the front of the boat, and what I would do with this was, I have another end to that. What I would do with this was I'd keep my bow on the side, and I'd have the pole, and I would pole myself through 1, 2, whatever, half a foot of water looking for carp while I was bow fishing. Maybe we'll do that this year. Like I said, this worked for me, but you can use your imagination. Duct tape, nuts, bolts, screws, broomsticks, whatever you have around. Rope probably would work. If anything, your imagination's the limit. This was, I just kind of imagined and finagled this. This is just a soft mount. Not looking to make anything permanent, so I wanted something quick and dirty to get it done today. And then when I mount it to your boat, you do it proper. So all the work when to test this here fish finder out, went into making a mount to get it in the water, and I worked with what I had. So I just thought, actually I had these poles which I thought would work wonders. So you want to get something to get that transducer down into the water. The water I think is dropping, so I bought 3, so I got 12 feet, so it should be plenty. You can use a broomstick and duct tape, broomstick duct, use your imagination. There's a bunch of ways I could have did it, but what worked for me is I just had it on, put the transducer on this is the regular mount that it came with, and I just happened to found a 3/8" screw, drill that through, and that's a sure enough mount where I can get that transducer in the water, run the fish finder, and test it out. This is a whole nuts and bolts of the day right here. Oh, just screw the poles in. 2 should be more than plenty. I want to get them in all the way. I don't want to lose that transducer. That's good. So this is my makeshift apparatus. I'm not going to run out to any stores in the middle of the night, and I have work to do after I do this. So I work with what I have around the house, which was, and my trunk of my car, which is the pole I told you about, my shallow water carpent pole. Just soft mounted firmly my transducer to that, and you can again use anything, and it worked out great. I have joints on it, it's good and long. You can get it down into the water and work with what you got. Definitely this worked for me. This is what it's all about today. It's this right there. And what I did for safety measures, in case I drop that transducer in, I have some carabiner clips, one on my left, one on my right, so I can just, that thing goes, and the wire will slide right in front of me, and actually you can loop it and tie it in, but I feel kind of safe, secure. So let me get this thing in the water, turn the transducer on. A real quick breakdown. That's a sounder. Your transducer up there actually makes a sound like a yell, and what you're getting, it goes through the wire yell, goes to the unit, and it translates that yell, your echo. So you yell and whatnot. But what's going on is, real quick, you send out a signal, a sound, actually a sound signal to the bottom, but a whole bunch of them that make a cone, and there's your bottom. So that signal hits the bottom. Now if there's a rock there, say that's a rock, that signal's going to be nice and strong, and it's going to go back up quick. So you get that dark, that whatever dark or light, however your color, your thing shows it as. If it's a soft, okay, it's going to shoot another beam down here. And if there's mud, it's going to be a softer signal because the sound gets absorbed. It doesn't come back as strong. So it's going to come back, it's going to go through your wire and into your computer, your screen, and that's going to translate that into a softer signal. So it's going to show a different color. And that's just the nuts and bolts of how your sonar works. I'm going to get it in now, so I'm going to get that in the water, and I think that's would be right. Make sure, again, everything's nice and tight. I'm going to get this down. Ooh, we can wrap that around the pole. Got a nice long pole. All right, this is just going too good. All right, so got the transducers in the water. All right, let's turn it on and see if we get some correct readings. There we go. Something going on here. Let me get it pointing straight down. Oh yeah, there's that dock over there. I don't know what the side scan is going to do here. And there, that sounds about right. 8.6, about 9 feet here. That sounds about right. And what about the fish? Well, if there's a fish over here, and that fish is swimming through, and now that fish is over here, it's going to send a signal down. It's going to hit that fish, and it's going to return a signal in between. But that fish could be a leaf or anything else. It could be a branch, a tree branch just floating in the water. And all these things could be on the bottom, on the top, and it just sends those sound waves back into your head unit there and translates them into a pixel, a color on a pixel, just like a computer in there. I'm going to put it to the test. I'll be very happy to get some readings when I drop some of these rocks underneath it. So let's see what happens. This is the fun part now. Got my rocks. Let's turn this on, get this in. Start with one. Should have got more. Let's get this down. Okay. Let's see. So I'm gonna. That interference, I'm pretty sure it's the side of the pier. I want to try to get you guys to see what's and get the rocks in there. Same I'm going to start with one. Let's see what we get. Let's see. Okay, let's try this. I don't want to hit the transducer. Ooh, there's something. That might have been it. I'm going to drop these and turn real quick. I think there'll be a delay, so you'll be able to see it. Let's try two. Didn't get that one. This one I have spot on. Hold on, let's try this. I got the big one. I'm going to drop it right next to it. There they are. They go quick. And that is just hubbub. So we're getting readings on the rocks. Okay, I'm going to throw these 4. And it's coming below this. It's not surface distortion. The surface on here is fairly okay. Hold on, let me try these 3. I don't want to hit my transducer, that's for sure. They go in so quick. I moved the trans. There is something there. Maybe the trace of them going down. I'm pretty sure that's all the side of the pier interference. Same thing up there. I moved it. It's very cool. Getting some good readings. I'm just going to check all the different modes out. I think that is the clear view mode. It's your straight up sonar traditional mode. And it's got different, you can put, I have it on working a low frequency, shallow water, no need to talk about that. Deep water, I guess higher frequencies, supposed to get a more accurate signal. Maybe I'll play with that later. See different screen mode. Ooh, quick draw map. That seems interesting. So I think that mark in there, I am pretty sure is our pillar. The way we're using it now is we're sitting still, so probably a down scanning mode would be better. And the depth's definitely correct. I'm getting readings on the side of the pier. Turn it sideways. There we go. That's the side. I'm going to turn it right back facing up. There we go. And that goes away. There's the side of the pier when I turn it sideways. I think the black, that's the, could be the inside of the pier. I'm not sure yet. So I'm going to have to reverse this. That's actually right, left. Something like that, maybe. Let's do it again. See? So it seems to be working. Turn it sideways, we get that interference hitting the side of the pier. And it's also angled and stuff, so straight down again. So I'm messing around, checking the side views, and I like what I saw. See that little outcrop there? That was the pillar. So I'm going to go through there again. See if we pick it up. And you really, I think you have to be moving for this to really be. There it is. See on the right. That band. There's that band there. Who knows what that is? Should go away if we go this way. Oh, it's okay. That might be something with the. Go right back. We got the pillar again. There's the pillar. Swung across, so we're getting a funny reading. You know, we're not going straight down. But definitely looking good. There it is. That's what I want to see. We'll learn how to translate all this stuff as we use it. That's what it's all about. Very cool. Alright. There's our fish, octopus. Again, that could be exactly what I drew when you're looking under the water. It could be a fish, it could be a log, it could be a leaf, it could be a tree, it could be a temperature difference, it could be anything. But when you get a pattern, that's when you start to know, you know, you could distinguish, you know, 99% that you can say that's a school of fish after a while. But the rest of the, I'd say 20% of the time. The rest of the 80% of you really don't know. If you see a random mark like that, one random mark in the middle, I say but if you come across bottom like this, I definitely pay a lot of attention to it. I'd fish it hard even if I didn't get any marks. So I just want to make sure it's working. That's our down shot. That's some sort of, I think that's just interference. There's the bottom. I figured it's going to be flat. That is the right side of me, up to 37 feet. That's the left side. That's the shoreline over there. So I want to check out that side scanning quick. So I'm going to take that transducer and I'm going to swing it to my left. Hold on. Let's see what we get. Oh yeah, there's the inside of the pier. That's seems to be reversed, I think. Then I'm going to swing it back out. Okay. Cool. I'm going to walk to the corner, see what kind of readings I get. There we go. Let's try walking across, see what kind of fun stuff we get. Now we're having fun. I'm going to watch my feet, the transducer, and this. I don't want to go in the water. I don't want to drop this in the water. So now, okay. Walking about a half a mile an hour. That's the markings there. That's the side of the pier. So if I stop and I turn this straight down right, they're going to go away. See? So we're getting good readings. It is working. Transducer's working. I'm going to figure out that side scanning. what's what, left, right, blah, blah, blah. Switch it, whatnot. Got all kinds of settings. But I am satisfied with the results. Got something on the bottom. Yeah, there is. See that mark? Passed over it again. Something down there. Excellent. There it is again. Something down there. All sticking up and whatnot. I'm getting in. Getting to the pole. 10. And it's going to drop down. There's the pole, that long line. That just clammed up when got to that pole, so. Ooh, there's that mark. Someone's calling me. I want to see that mark again. I saw that mark on the side scan. That's great. There it is again. Wait. There it is. There it is on the bottom. There it is on the side scan. All right. Let me get this. All right. Now, your finder is never going to be 100% accurate, as you really don't know what's down there. Primary thing I like to use mine for, and I've been using a grayscale, is to see the bottom. You know, your depth, and say your construction. You know, there's weeds, rock, the mud, a channel with some rocks in there. So as you're drifting over, your finder is going to get the depth, and it's going to get the construction, the contour. So, and you're going to get, I mention this a lot, well, here and there, you know, you look for that holy trilogy where you have your drop, rock, weeds, and you throw in some current. There's always going to be a big fish in there. That's supposed to be a fish. So I'm going to take another quick walk. That was so much fun. Like I said, I think that, see that mark there? That's the side. So I'm going to walk through here slow. See if there's anything neat on the bottom. Just doing some, just got to watch the cord. Just doing some fundamental testing. There's something there. That's probably the side of the pier that we're picking up. That light blue shade. Hold on. See if there's any big drop-offs or anything interesting on the bottom like we caught up over there. Ooh. I don't see too much here. Oh, wait, there's a little spike there. Let me see if we get that spike again. I think there it is. There it is. Okay, we're getting good bottom readings. And definitely, oh, there it is also on the side view. There's something there on the side view. That is cool. So just doing some fundamental tests. So we got the, talk about that in a minute. Oh, that's looking good. All right. So I am on the corner of the pier now. And it's reading 13 feet. That seems correct. So I'm going to try this out in a few different areas, do a few different tests. Really want to check out that side scan. So I might go on the inside next. But so far, so good. It's 14 feet here. Let's check out the split screen. See how they compare to each other. And I think that's good, because you get two different translations of data showing the same thing. Kind of corroborates what you're receiving. And I think you'd have to really move it. So I'm gonna get some leeway space. I'm gonna take a little walk, and then we'll take a look. See what we get. Well, we're gonna kind of moving it up and down a little. Certainly not very Ooh, that's where I should have went. Jeez. I could swing back down. That's interesting. That could just be the side of the pier, I think, when I turn it sideways, which is what it is. I like that. And now I'm pointing it to the pier, so it changed that depth to 5 feet for a second. Excellent. So we're getting some good solid readings. So we got the test, everything out today. The depth, the temperature seems correct. Got some good voltage time. GPS is working. Side scan's working. Getting correct read. That's yellow. It should be sandy bottom. Interference from the side of the pier, and good stuff. I call it a success. Now, one last boring note. If you were using your fish finder, made a mount especially for the pier, and this is your screen, these are your buttons, there's your screen here, and your bottom. That's what you're going to get most of the day if you're just looking at your screen. If all of a sudden you see lines coming across, I would say 100%, and very few things in life are 100%. I would say 100% school of fish is passing through. Get your line in the water. I will say that. Very few things are 100%, but that is.